Hello, my friends, and welcome to a brand new series here on the Dandolf Gaming channel. My fellow wizards and muggles, today we are starting a brand new adventure. That's right, we've joined an SMP. This is Lucid SMP, and to be fair, they've been a little bit established for a while. I am new here, but we're going to go ahead and join the fun. But as you know, I like myself some vanilla Minecraft, so we're going to start by getting ourselves the basics. We're going to get ourselves some tools. We're going to make a starter house. We're going to do all the fun stuff. So, first things first, there are a few things to warn you about on this server. They are very established. They are doing a lot of really cool and really technical stuff, which I'm excited to jump into. But we need to get ourselves, a little bit of armor, a little bit of food, a little bit of house, a little bit of everything before we can get going on that. Second of all, because they are so established, they do have a giant quarry running, which also means they have a mob switch on. That's right. This will probably be the easiest start we've had in a while, but that's okay. So that means we can get our gear, we can go caving, we can do basically everything we want super duper fast. I have a little bit of bread here from spawn, but, we're going to do our own thing for a little bit, and then once we get a little bit established, I'll go ahead and give you guys a tour of what's going on here. But for now, let's go ahead and punch some trees, let's go ahead and find something fun to do, and let's go ahead and get ourselves geared up a little bit. So, where are we at? What we got? I actually was just running to a random location. I saw this and kind of stopped, so I guess we can get a little bit of this. Get a little bit of that. That's why we have this golden helmet as well. So we do have a little bit of gear, and I guess we have a horse armor as well. But let's get ourselves our first wood of the game. I have gotten some random advancements because, they gave me a tour of the server and everything before we got started. But, we haven't really done anything as far as getting ourselves established here. So let's light a sheep on fire and try and get ourselves some food real quick. We do have a little bit of bread, but it's not going to last us very long. So let's see if we can get ourselves some wool, get ourselves a bed, all of our basic Minecraft sort of stuff. Catch on fire, sheep. And that's what we're going to do. So once I am actually, let's punch this tree together. But our plan is we're going to go ahead and get geared up and go do a little bit of caving, but that's not going to be super interesting because they have a mob switch and it's on because they're running their quarry. So that's not going to be super interesting. So I don't expect you guys to want to sit through me caving, just collecting ores and that sort of thing. So let me get a few things going here. Let me get a little bit of food. Let me get a little bit of wood. And then once we start making ourselves our starter house here, then we can go ahead and meet back up. So let me get established and I will see you in just a second. Looks like we found ourselves a bit of a cave here. So like I said before, they do have a mob switch running, so that's not a permanent thing, but they're running that quarry, so we don't want that to break. So I don't have to worry about mobs, which is great. So I can just jump into this cave and start mining all the things I want to mine. And that gives us time to talk about, kind of why I joined this SMP, kind of what our plans are, kind of how this server runs, all the little details, kind of why we're going through a little fun little caving session that doesn't really involve too much danger because there's no mobs. They are a pretty technical server, as you could probably guess, with the quarry running and all of that sort of thing. And I am definitely kind of a mid-range. I like technical stuff. I like building as well. They have a mini games district and all that stuff, so that seems pretty cool. We can definitely add to that. We've done a lot of mini games in our past here, but I've been looking for a sort of a long-term server to join, and I've joined a couple in the past few months. That's why I haven't really been making videos, because they haven't really panned out. They're all kind of short term, and nothing really seems to last much longer than a few months. So I'm very excited to be able to join this community, and everybody seems really nice, and they gave me the tour, and everybody seems really cool. So what are our goals? I I never have goals. You know that. Our goals are to build stuff and have fun. Yeah, we're going to build stuff. We're going to have fun. And hopefully this will be a nice, kind of long-term community that we can be a part of. They are coming up on their season 2. Don't worry, that doesn't mean a server reset. That means that they are gonna kind of go into a new area and try and invite new people once 120 comes out, and we're gonna update the server. And I just kind of got here a little bit early, and hopefully I can be a little bit established by the time that happens. I'm just doing all the early game stuff now, but hopefully in a couple weeks things will get going. Overall base plans, I don't really know yet. I don't really have any ideas. So what we'll do is we'll get ourselves a little bit of armor, and then we'll go explore the world, and we'll see if there's any terrain that kind of inspires us to build something. I've wanted to do something kind of futuristic. I haven't really done. I did kind of a cyberpunk city in the last series that we did, but that was kind of a while ago. So maybe something a little bit more modern, a little bit more futuristic. The city was pretty cool. I did really enjoy building that, but I don't really want to stick with that style. Before that, I did kind of a fantasy thing and did a fantasy castle and all of that sort of thing. So, we'll find some cool way to build. We'll find some inspiration somewhere in the world. We might wait until we update to 120 to really decide in our style, but I don't think that really matters, because that's not adding a whole lot as far as building, other than some pink blocks to play with. So hopefully that'll be pretty fun to play with when that comes out. I have been playing with a few builds in 120, but it's never really. Ooh, did you see that up there? Did you see that up there? Let's get this bad boy right here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, we're rich now. So they do have like a shopping district. They do have a lot of stuff pretty established here on the server. But I want to make sure that I can be a little bit self-sufficient before we start getting into all of that sort of thing. But after a couple episodes, we'll definitely do a tour of everything they've got going on. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with this mining, and hopefully I find a few more of these little fancy bling blings right here. Hopefully we find a few more of these, and got to get full diamond armor, got to get ourselves a food source, got to get a starter base, all that fun stuff. That's the first episode, and that's the way it should be. I'll be back in a few minutes once I either got a few more of these or I head back up to the surface. See you in a sec. Alright guys, we have got ourselves 5 whole diamonds. That's right. And yes, being a strict vanilla Minecraft player, it is very odd for me to be down in these caves without any mobs. That is because their mob switch is on. That is not always on. They actually said it is usually off, but they're running the quarry to gain materials right now. So things will be back to normal here soon. And then just to show you here, I am on server difficulty on hard, and I cannot change that, and that is the way I like it. So we will go ahead and dig ourselves back up to the surface, go ahead and start making ourselves a little starter home to get ourselves some food and a little shelter established. So I will see you guys once we get back to the surface. Well, I drowned to death and I lost my stuff. Now I'm back in the spawn area, and I don't feel like doing all that again. So I'll probably grab some free stuff here from spawn. I'll go ahead and find us a spot, and I'll meet you in a little bit. See you in a second. Well, since we're gonna go to spawn and take some stuff that's I've been told is very free, I figured check this out. That's pretty cool. Very nice. Lucid SMP. But since we're here, oops, that's not where we go. That's not where we go. Ow. Obviously I know my way around like super well already, as you can tell. Go up. So this is the spawn area. Lots of cool stuff going on. Let's see. I know there's stuff somewhere. Maybe it was in the community area. Oops. Let's go back to that portal. Community center. Let's go in here. But yeah, they've done a great job doing a lot of really cool stuff around here, and I'm super excited to join this community. Yeah, as you can see, ow. As you can see, there's a lot of cool stuff going on around here. Somewhere over here, there was some iron. What is this? Take if you need. No thanks. One of these had iron in it. Was it this one? Let's see. Out of order, smelter not working. That's a smelter, as it seems. I only got a very brief tour of this area, so let's just kind of see what we got here. More leftovers. Leftovers. Just random barrels. I've been told basically anything in this community area is, up for grabs. So really what I just want is a little bit of protection, a little bit of armor, just so we can get ourselves established. Was it this one over here? What is this? That's honey, it looks like. Slime, iron. Perfect. Stack of iron should get us going pretty well. Let's go ahead and do the basics. Get some pants. Get a chest. Go ahead and what are we missing? We're missing something. Boots. Perfect. Awesome. Now we should be a little bit more protected. Not going to really help us from drowning, but that's okay. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of the spawn area. I know I'm kind of going through it pretty quickly. We'll take a better tour once we're a little bit more established. But what I've been told is the to the north and to the east are safe. To the south probably is going to be reset once 120 comes out to give us some area for the new stuff. And to the west may be reset. So we're going to go ahead and go north, and we'll find something to claim our own over there. So let me start heading north, and I will see you once we find something cool. Well, we found a jungle. I've never actually built in a jungle before. Maybe that'll be fun. Let's take a look and see how big this place is and what all it has to offer for us. Let's see. How far does this go? Okay. Still going that way. Let's kind of check over here. Maybe we can get on, actually, something I can show you that will actually be super helpful right now. Let me get to a fairly safe spot here. Something they do have here is you can do /CS and kind of puts us into spectator mode so we can take a look. I can't actually break anything or do anything while I'm here, but it gives me a chance to look around. So it's not that big of a jungle biome, but that might be okay if we're just doing kind of a starter thing and then eventually taking over this whole place. Then we could turn the rest of this sparse jungle into a more dense jungle if we wanted to. I mean, this flat area might be a cool place to start doing some builds and that sort of thing. Got a little ravine here, that's pretty cool. I was hoping for a more dense jungle though, so I don't know if this is going to be the best place. So let's do this and let's keep looking. I don't think this is going to be the spot for us. We're getting there though. We'll find something that works. Alright, so we found ourselves a little spruce village here, and I think it'll be a cool place for us to go ahead and do our little starter area. I don't know if this is where we'll do our mega base, but I think it's a good place to go ahead and start doing some fun builds. Let me go ahead and show you kind of the terrain we have going on. As you can see, oh, I got inverted somehow. Let's see. As you can see, we've got, you know, mountains and stuff in the background here. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. I think we can do something really cool up on the top of the hill here, and then with the village here, that's going to be really useful. So I'm going to go ahead and get established here a little bit, get some cows and pens, and get some farming going and stuff. And I'll see you back in a little bit once we want to start our little starter house. See you in a sec. All right, so we are back here in our little village, and I've made a little bit of progress here. So let me show you what we've done. I did do a mining session. This is basically everything that we got here, so we do have a few diamonds to play with. Let's actually go ahead and take some of these and make ourselves our first diamond pickaxe of the series. Awesome, that's always great to have. We also have enough left to go ahead and make an enchanting table, which is great. We have a little bit of other ores and that sort of thing. We also have some cobbled deep slate from our mining trip, and you know, our random other sort of things here. So we collected a few cool things. We got flowering azalea, we've got some moss, we've got some drip leaf, you know, a few things that we found. I've got a little bit of sugarcane growing here. I'm trying to get some more of these glowberries, but no luck yet. And then we've got some cows and some sheeps over here. I've been breeding up a little bit more sugarcane here, some bamboo we found growing over there, and then some farms that we've started up here. I've got wheat and I've got potatoes going, but I haven't found any carrots yet, so that's kind of on the list of things to look for. But you know, this is starting to go pretty well, you know, doing all of our starter sort of thing. But what I wanted to talk about is, also over here, I'm growing up some spruce trees so I can start farming those. I'm going to need some wood because in here, I do have a Fletcher villager I've been trading with to get some emeralds. So that'll be useful as the time comes, but it helps with our levels as well because we want to make sure that we have the 30 levels once we get an enchanting table. I have a chicken I caught here. I'm trying to get more chickens, but it's been not going super well, so that's kind of where we're at there. But what I think we're gonna do, I saw this hill up here on this side. Well, let me do it in caps. Yeah, when I'm in caps like that, it's because I use my caps lock for sprinting, so it does that every once in a while. But over here, I think it'd be really cool to have this like ultra modern house on the top over here. I'm thinking cobbled deep slate and some spruce wood, and I'd like to have some sort of a white block, maybe some snow or something like that. Snow will be a problem going on the top. That's kind of what I want a white block so that you don't really see the snow on the top. So I think that'd be a really cool contrast with the two dark colors and then the white going in there. So maybe we'll go to the nether, get some quartz, or maybe I'll farm up some of this snow and we'll use snow blocks. I haven't really decided on that yet, but that's kind of where we're at. You know, we're making pretty good progress, but let me go ahead and get some materials put together, keep doing these farms and keep getting these guys bred up and all of that, getting ready. And once we have some materials ready for our starter house, we'll go ahead and jump back in and start making that together. So let me replant these potatoes and then I will see you in just a second. All right, so we are back and I've collected some blocks here. I was going to go with the white wool, but I decided to go with snow blocks instead. So we've got 3.5 stacks. Hopefully that's enough. We've got plenty of deep slate. Hopefully that's enough. And then we've got all of this spruce wood. So first what we're going to do is go ahead and turn all of this spruce wood into the logs, because I think that's going to work better for what we're trying to do. So I've also cleared out a space up here, and oh, hold on. This might help a little bit. There we go. So I've also cleared out a space up here, and I think what we'll do first is kind of set up a layout. I really want to do something pretty modern. So what we want to do is a pretty boxy sort of structure. But I've got this flat area here. So I think we'll go ahead and turn some of these into the polished, because I think that's going to work best. And then I want to clear some space here for what we've got. So I think I want to start with the snow blocks, and we kind of want to go, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, because even numbers are dumb. And we'll go ahead and make our first box here. I don't have a shovel on me, sorry, snow block. And this will be our first sort of structure here. This will be our ground layer here. And this one's going to go up pretty high. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. With the one on the bottom that's 10, so let's go 11. And then because this is modern, they're all going to be pretty solid structures. And then I'll go ahead and carve out the inside once we actually have a sort of structure in place. The interior will be figured out after we kind of have everything. So I think that's going to be our first sort of main structure. And then we want to build out a couple of other structures off of that. So let's go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Just to keep the shapes a little bit interesting. 1 2 3 4 5. And then we'll go ahead and make this a box as well. We definitely don't want to go as tall as that one. So continue eating, because my armor is still not very good. I'm just still in this iron armor we got from spawn there. 1 2 3 4. That makes it a 5 tall structure. I think that's going to be pretty good. And then these walls will be filled in with the snow. 1 2 3 4. And we'll go ahead and connect this to this other wall here as well. And then on the other side, we'll go ahead and use our spruce, but we want to make sure that our structures are different sizes. So I want to go ahead and start here, and let's make it a little bit shorter, as in width wise, but it can also be a little bit taller. So this one was 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So let's make this one kind of the opposite. That's 1 2 3 4 5, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. That should work. And then we'll go ahead and make it a little bit taller as well. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 gives nice interesting contrast here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and we'll connect these two together. And we'll connect these to the main structure as well. And then we'll kind of fill in a little bit of this snow wall so we can get an idea of what it's actually looking like. But I think this is going to be a pretty good start for us. So let's go ahead and fill in some of these. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this is looking like a little bit further down, just so we can get an idea of what our structure is going to look like. But I think the modern structure on top of this mountain is going to look really, really cool. Yeah, so I like what we've got going on here. This front structure is pretty cool. I think I want to put a spruce structure on this side. Maybe we'll do strip spruce over there. And then maybe something a little bit longer with the black stone to kind of even it out. Because if we put something here and then we put something here, it'll look like it's a little bit more balanced. All right, so now we've got a decent structure, I think. Once we kind of fill it in, everything's going to be filled in with the same sort of blocks that are making the main structures. But of course, once we'll go get some glass, we'll get some windows put in, we'll get some doors put in and all of that. And then the interiors will be really interesting. But I think I like the shape of it. And once it gets a little bit more solid, I think it's going to look really nice. So let me go ahead and fill in some blocks here and we'll see what it looks like. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. Once we get some windows in here, I think it'll look really nice. I'm thinking one really big long window up the white section here. That'll look really nice. And then, some windows to break up the patterns here in these other ones. We'll use, maybe all white stained glass, maybe a couple different stained glasses. I don't really know yet, but I think it's looking pretty good. All right, everyone, we are back and we have put in some work on our starter house. So I've never really built in this style, but I think it looks really good. So let's take a look. Yeah, sitting up there on the top of that hill with a little bit of terraforming that we did to make it more visible with the light and the dark contrast, I think it looks really nice. The white and the dark and the different styles of deep slate and just the random shapes, it looks kind of cockeyed, but it also still looks like it's balanced. I think it looks really good. So let's go up there and take a look and see what we kind of have. I haven't done anything for the interior yet, and I think that's going to have to wait for next episode. But I think we have a little bit of a layout so we can go ahead and get an idea of what we're going to do in here. So our front door is going to be right here on this side, and I like the spruce doors because it matches, the spruce that we have throughout the thing. But we do have a decent amount of space in here, a good place, little overlook to look out over here. You also have a window out here. But yeah, nice big open room here. Got a little entryway, maybe a little storage room, and then I definitely want this top one to be our bedroom. I always like having our bedroom at the very top. I don't know why, even though it probably makes sense to have it a little bit lower. But as you can see, we can access every single room throughout here, and I think it's looking pretty good. This is just temporary floors, of course. But yeah, we have a nice little view over our village. So I think this is going to work really well for us for our starter house. We've got a lot of room in here. We've got a lot of space to work with. I was able to fit in a little staircase over here, and then we've got a little overhanging staircase here. I think it turned out really well. And, for this first sort of style, I think this is going to be a good kind of start for us. So let's go ahead and go into our little spectator camera mode here, but I think that looks really, really good. And once we get a little bit of greenery up here and we get a couple custom trees going on, one on either side, maybe something coming over the back, maybe, I think that's going to look really nice, especially once we get a little bit towards the ground. We're going to get some large custom spruce trees in here, and I think it's going to look really nice. But for now, I think that's a nice start for this series. We kind of got geared up a little bit. We've got our starter town going. We've got most of the things we need. Next episode, we'll focus on gearing up a little bit. We'll get our enchanted armor. We'll probably go into town, do a little bit of shopping, and buy the things that we don't want to actually have to grind to get. But, I think we've done good so far. And I'm very, very excited and thankful for this community for being so welcoming to me. So once again, this is our first episode from Lucid SMP, and expect to see a lot more coming from this series. I'm very excited to be here, and we're going to do some really big, really cool, really fun stuff on this series. So get strapped in and let's get to work. I'll see you on the next one.